Okay, we're live. Hello, my name's Sraddhagita, and a really warm welcome today to this live streamed yoga class. I've got Polly here as my tech support, which is great. We've still got a few minutes, so just spend a bit of time getting your mats and maybe a block or a cushion to sit on. Just kind of get yourself ready for the practice today. And welcome, if you've not tuned in before, warm welcome to you. If you're on the home retreat, a big welcome to you. And if you've been tuning into these classes ongoingly, a big welcome to you. Yeah, it's great that we are building a yoga community through these classes. So feel free to say hello in the chat box, say where you're from, maybe mention if you've done yoga before, if this is your first time here. Hello, Vidyadhaka. Nice to see you. Adam Harvey. Harvey. Richard, hello. Dee. Hi there, Dee. So I'm imagining the room starting to fill up. The yoga mats are starting to be occupied. That's what happens here normally. So today we've got lots of mats laid out, in my mind's eye at least. We had sort of 90 plus people on Wednesday, probably mostly due to the home retreat, which has lots of people on it. So hoping that you'll be able to join us again today. How many people have we got? Got 30. Okay, so this room's already overflowing, so that's great. And again, I'm also imagining that some of you are quite close by, maybe in Bethnal Green, Bow, Hackney, and then further afield, other parts of London, other parts of the country, other countries as well. That's what's been happening. Anyone from other countries mentioning that? Not yet, but Andrea says so. Hi there, Andrea. Nice to see you. Yeah, so today we're going to be looking at yoga for living wisely, and I'll say a little bit more about that a bit later when we start. But yeah, if you're just joining us, do get your mats, cushions or blocks, and just set yourselves up. You can sit, you could sit cross-legged if you want to, you could kneel, or you could just sit like I'm sitting for now. You can just sit comfortably. Still got a couple of minutes before we're going to start. If you want to lie down, just take a pause, then feel free to do that as well. So how many people now? There's 30 now. 30, great. Mark says hello from Stepney. Hello, Mark from Stepney, just down the road. That's great. Sarah says hello from Bow. From where, sorry? Bow. Bow, hello. Hello, Sarah. So maybe we've got more locals today. It does vary from day to day, but yeah, sometimes we have people tuning in from India or Italy. Yeah, so, but all are welcome wherever you're tuning in from, near and far. It's really great to see you. Stephanie says hi from Devon. Oh, we've got someone from Devon. Hi, Stephanie, nice to see you. Hope it's warm down in Devon. Michelle says she's in the garden. Oh, hello there, Michelle. Nice to see you. So Michelle's one of our very regular yoga students. When this centre's actually open, she's here most days. So Really good to see you, Michelle. I'm glad you're in your garden today. Okay, so we're going to make a start. So I'm going to say my name again. So my name's Sraddhagita, and yeah, a warm welcome to this class, which we're live streaming here from the London Buddhist Centre in Bethnal Green. And this class is part of the home retreat, but it's also a class, whether you're on the home retreat or not, you can still obviously benefit from it. And I've given it the title today, Yoga for Living Wisely. And on Wednesday, I was talking about mindfulness, and I was talking about a definition of it that I really like from Sangharakshita, which is that mindfulness is an intelligent and responsive awareness to ever-changing conditions. And I really like that because it's got both a sort of intelligence and a responsiveness, so intelligence and sensitivity. And those things really are awareness and kindness. And the seeds of awareness and kindness can actually grow into wisdom and compassion. And compassion being the action of wisdom. But, we have to start where we are. So, wisdom could become just an abstract thing, but how can we actually bring some wise attention into our yoga practice? Well, I think we can do that by trying to practice with awareness and kindness. And also with a perspective that yoga's a cumulative practice. So it isn't just a quick fix, it takes time, a bit like a meditation practice. You have to kind of build the practice, you have to grow it. So yeah, we're going to be doing that, and hopefully you can continue to do that for as long as you want to. Okay, so we're going to start seated. So yeah, you might want to cross your legs, or you might want to kneel. You could kneel, sit astride some cushions or something. And I'm going to read you a bit of Buddhist text, a little bit of text. And I'm going to read it a few times during the yoga practice. And maybe something from that text will sort of strike you or evoke something in you. So you can just listen to that in a minute. So first of all, just having a sense of yourself sitting here, letting the body settle onto the ground, onto your supports if you've got them underneath your bottom. And let your awareness settle too onto the body and the breath. And perhaps just follow a few of your breaths. The breath can help us to anchor ourselves in awareness. And this ebb and flow of the breath is something that we can keep coming back to as we practice yoga, even when we're moving, when our mind wanders off into thoughts of different things. We can come back to our breath and back to our body. So this is called The Human Body at Peace with Itself by Tsongkhapa. The human body at peace with itself is more precious than the rarest gem. Cherish your body. It is yours this one time only. The human form is one with difficulty. It is easy to lose. All things are brief, like lightning in the sky. This life you must know as the tiny splash of a raindrop, a thing of beauty that disappears, even as it comes into being. Therefore, set your goal. Make use of every day and night to achieve it. So just letting those words touch you. And then maybe one of those images will sort of resonate. One word might resonate. So just see if that's the case. And then slowly open your eyes. And we're going to start today with our feet. So you can sit up on one block or a cushion, stretch out the left leg. And if you can, bringing the right foot onto the left thigh. If that's not possible, you could just bring the foot next to the leg. But if you can, it's quite nice to bring the foot, sole of the foot sort of facing the body. And we're going to widen our hand, stretch our fingers so there's spaces. And we're going to put those fingers into the toes. So it might feel a bit uncomfortable at first, but we're going to wake up our feet a bit. So we can have all kinds of ideas about yoga from our head, but it's a really good idea to start yoga from the ground up. So we're going to start with a few things for the feet. So I'm threading my fingers through my toes and I'm really getting in there. So as I say, you're going to feel that. And then I want you to just move the foot a little bit, a few times in one direction and then a few times in the other. So you're just rotating the ankle gently. And you might not be used to doing this, you're probably not. But yeah, it's good to wake up the feet a bit, wake up the energy there. And then you can take the feet out, the fingers out, sorry. And then taking the index finger and the thumb, we're going to actually separate each toe and pull it a little bit. And then flick, click. So pull the fourth toe as if you're pulling it and then click. It's a little bit like a minimal symphony. Just going to get these little pops maybe as we do that. So going right down to the bottom of the toe, middle toe, and then click it off, and then the top. Great. And then just a little massage of the sole of the foot, the top of the foot, the toes. And then you can stretch that foot out, and you might already notice a bit more awareness of that right foot, a bit more energy, a bit more sensation there. So just notice that, and then we're going to do the other side. So bring the left foot onto the top thigh, fingers stretching away from each other, threading the fingers through the toes, and really getting right down to the base of the toes and the base of the fingers. And then giving the foot a little turn, the ankle a little turn. And just noticing how the toes feel. Sometimes it's hard to get an awareness of all the different toes, but in this movement, you might start to do that. And it might also encourage the toes to separate a bit from each other and stretch. So then releasing and taking the index finger and the thumb, pulling that little toe, pulling it as if you're pulling it out of the foot, and then click. Going right down to the base, pull, 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 click. And then again, it's a bit like you're shelling peas, you've got that pop at the end. And then pulling, 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 and big toe, pull, 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 break. And then a little bit of massage again of foot. And then stretch the left foot out, and then see if you can separate the toes. And just notice probably you've got a bit more sensation now in both the feet. And then we're going to come into a toe stretch, which you'll definitely feel some sensation in. So there's different ways that you can do this. So if you haven't done this before, you might want to build up a little bit of support here for your knees, because we're going to come on to the toes and bring the knees down. So you might want to bring a bit of support like this. You could also sit like this if that's easier. But probably the most intensive stretch is to have your knees on the ground and then come on more to the toes, okay? So you're really going to feel the feet stretching. And this will have an effect on the whole body, not just the feet. So that's why it's really good to do some stretches for the feet. And we're going to take 5 breaths here. And if you haven't done this before, it might be excruciating and you might need to come down before the 5 breaths. So do that if you need to. So we're going to breathe in and breathe out 1. Breathe in and breathe out 2. Breathe in, breathe out 3. That might be enough, so stop. If it's not, you're okay. Breathe in, breathe out 4. Breathe in, breathe out 5. And slowly come forward. And then just to release the feet, we're just going to tap the toes. So just coming onto all fours, tapping our toes a little bit. And then walk the knees back. So probably now you can really feel your feet. And often we can't really feel our feet because they're quite far away from our head. They're the furthest thing away. And they're usually pushed into socks and shoes. So it's really great to give them a stretch. So I'm going to suggest we're on our toes for the cat-cows as well, just so we really feel the feet. And we're going to lift the chest on the inhale. And then as we exhale, we're going to round the spine. So we're starting to massage the spine a little bit, wake up the back body, switching the awareness into the back. So on the inhale, lift the chest, lift the sitting bones. And on the exhale, rounding. And just notice how you're stretching the front of the body and stretching the back of the body. And just enjoying that stretch. And really breathing into that stretch. And then coming back to neutral for a moment, just bringing the buttocks back towards the heels, stretching the arms in front of you. And then we're going to move between child's pose and a cobra. So this is the child's pose. Then we're going to come up, bringing the fingers forward a little bit, bring the chest forward, lower ourselves down a little bit, spider fingers, lift up, and then press the hands down, back into child's pose. So just doing a few of those, bringing the chest forward, lowering ourselves down, spider fingers coming up. Let's do 2 more of those in our own rhythm. So coming up, bringing the chest forward, lowering ourselves down, spider fingers lift up, pressing the pubic bone down, drawing the shoulders back, coming back down. Last one, coming forward, lowering the chest and coming up and coming down. Back into child's pose for a moment. And then coming back onto all fours. And we're going to do a half dog pose, first of all. So the half dog really opens the thoracic spine. It's a really nice pose to do. So you want the hands to come forward quite a lot and as wide as the mat. And keep the belly engaged as you draw the hips back and start to lower the forehead down, chest coming towards the ground, pressing the palms down and feeling that opening in the upper back. But keep bringing a little bit of engagement, gentle engagement in the belly, so you're not letting the belly sink, and breathe here. Great, well done. And then walk the hands back, and we're going to come into a twist and shoulder opener. So I'm going to lift the left arm towards the left, and then we're going to thread it through the right arm. Doing that 3 times, so lifting to the left, threading through. Last one, lifting up, and then letting that arm slide through the right arm, bringing the shoulder and cheek down to the ground. Stretching the fingers of the left hand. And if you want to, you can move the right hand onto the sacrum, but only if that is okay in terms of your balance. If it affects your balance, then just keep the right hand in front of you. And breathing here, letting the shoulder open and soften, but not forcing it to go further than it can go. Listening to the body. Listening to the body with awareness and kindness. So that you're practicing taking yourself into account, and then bringing the fingertips back down of the right hand and bringing the left arm forward again. And then coming back for a moment into all fours. Well done. And then we're going to do the other side. So lift the right arm up, twisting towards the right, and then letting that arm come through and under the left arm. 3 times. And on the 3rd time, letting that right shoulder, if it's possible, come down to the ground and the cheek. And then you can either keep the hand in front, you could even come on to the tips of the fingers, or you might want to bring the hand onto the sacrum. If you're much more practiced at yoga, you might even want to lift this back arm up. But if you're newer to yoga, just keep the arm here, just really establishing the pose, feeling the points of contact, and taking your breath into that shoulder area, creating space there, and then slowly releasing the left hand, bringing the right hand back again, and slowly draw the hips back, and we'll come into a downward dog. So soft knees to begin with, stretching the fingers, spreading the fingers, spreading the toes, lively feet. Hopefully you've still got some sensation in the feet from those foot stretches, toe stretches. And then just let the feet pedal back a little bit, so alternate heels come up and then down. Also stretching out the hamstrings. And then dropping the knees, coming through again into a cobra, so scoop through, spider fingers, lift the chest, shoulders roll back, release the head, hands by the side, and back up into the downward dog. A few more breaths. And then walking our feet forward between our hands and just letting the fingertips come onto the ground and lengthen the spine forward and then fold in. Let's do this 3 times. So lengthen the spine forward and then fold in. Last one, lengthen the spine forward and fold in. Great, and then we're going to press the earth away with the feet. Think about the base of the big toe outer heel. Bring the arms up and bring the hands to the heart. And just take a breath here. Notice the body, notice how you are. And like on Wednesday, we're going to do a few sun salutations just to get a bit of heat going in the body. And try and keep the awareness in the body and the breath. Sometimes when we do sun salutations, it can really help because they can, there's a lot of movement and the body heats up. We're trying to be aware of our breath as well. So they're a good practice to kind of get us out of the head. So we're going to do a few of those. We're going to start with some low lunges and then maybe do some high ones. So on the inhale, lifting up, exhale, swan diving down. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, step back with the right foot, right knee comes down. Sweep the arms forward and up. Bring the arms back down. Come into a plank, either knees, chest and chin, or if you're more practiced at yoga, you can go straight into a chaturanga, an up dog, and then back into downward dog. 2 breaths here. And then step forward with the right foot. Drop the left knee now and sweep the arms forward and up. And then palms down and step the left foot forward to join the right. Lengthen the spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold in. And then circling the arms all the way up and bringing the hands to the heart. So again, do that on the other side. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. Step the left foot back, knee comes down. Sweep the arms forward and up. Lift the chest. Hands come down back into a plank and either knees, chest and chin, or if you want to now, lowering yourself down, scooping through and up. Back into downward dog. And then this time, left steps forward, right knee comes down. Sweep the arms forward and up, lift the chest. And then hands down and step the right foot forward. Lengthen the spine forward. Fold in as you exhale. And then inhaling, circling the arms all the way up and bringing the hands to the heart. Well done. So like on Wednesday, we're going to add in a twist. It's good to sort of do these again. We did them on Wednesday, and if you were new then it's good to sort of consolidate and do some of the same poses. So inhaling up, exhaling, release. Inhaling, exhale, step the right knee back, drop that knee. Right hand comes down and lift the left hand to the left. So we're turning, adding a twist. Left hand comes down, left foot steps back, come into a plank, either knees, chest and chin, scooping up and down, or do the chaturanga. And then right steps forward, left knee comes down, left hand stays on the ground as we lift the right towards the right and twist that way. Then right hand comes down and we step the leg forward. Well done. And then coming up. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling. This time step the left back. Left hand comes down, twist to the right. Right hand comes down, step back into a plank, come forward, lower ourselves down, scoop down, back into downward dog. And then left steps forward, right knee comes down, this time turning to the left. Left hand comes down, step the right foot forward. Inhale, exhale, inhale, circling the arms all the way up and bringing the hands to the heart. Well done. And then we're going to do that again with a high lunge. So inhaling up, exhaling, Inhaling, step the right foot back. If this is too much, the high lunge, then just drop the back knee. But if you can come into the high lunge, lift up, lift the chest, straighten that back leg, and then step the left back into a plank, either knees, chest and chin, or lowering ourselves down, scooping through and up, back into downward dog. This time stepping the right foot forward into a high lunge, establishing the lunge, and then lifting the arms if we can. If that's too much, remember you can bring the knee down. Lift the chest, hands down, and step forward with that leg. Elongate the spine on the inhale, exhale, fold in, and then inhale, circling the arms all the way up, bringing the hands to the heart. Well done. We'll do one more round of that. Inhaling up, exhaling, coming down, inhaling, exhaling. Left foot comes back into the high lunge. Be on the ball of that back foot, or remember you can drop the knee. Sweep the arms forward and up, lift the chest. Well done. Hands down, step back to a plank, either knees, chest and chin, or lowering ourselves down, scooping through and up dog and down dog. And then we're going to step forward with the left, coming back into that high lunge, sweeping the arms forward and up. One more breath. Hands down, step the right foot forward, lengthen and fold in. And then inhaling, circling the arms all the way up, hands to the heart. Well done. So I'm sure you can feel a bit of heat in the body. I can feel a bit of heat, probably from talking, moving, and breathing. So we're just going to take a moment to stand and feel that heat in the body. Feel the sensations in our feet, in our legs, maybe in the shoulders. And just take a few breaths, letting the breath settle again. And we're going to come into a tree pose. It's going to be a slightly different tree. So first of all, I'm going to establish the ground of the pose. So with all the balances, the preparation is really important. So just standing, first of all, on your left foot and just lift the right foot off the ground. So just getting used to that balance. And then we're going to work from the ground up. So you could bring the foot just onto your ankle like so. If that's enough, that could be enough. That's fine. You could bring it underneath the knee. Don't put it on the knee, but the other place you can bring it is you can bring the heel into the inner groin. So right heel comes into left, inner groin, toes point down. And then we're going to bring the hands to the heart, drawing this right knee out and seeing if we can find a still point here. And so we're sort of lifting slightly through the abdominals, and we're sort of going down to the earth and up towards the sky. And now we're going to do some arm stretches while doing this. So we're going to lift the arms on an inhale, and then exhale, bring the hands down. So if you can, we're going to try this 5 times. If you want to stay still, that's fine as well. 2. Try and find a still point to gaze at. 3. Keep breathing, relax the face, lift the arms. 4. Last time. Lift the arms. 5. Great. And then a little challenge. We're now going to remove the foot, but still hold the knee. So just holding the knee. I can feel the challenge. I'm wobbling a bit. Shows I've got reflexes. And then we're going to lift the left palm upwards and see if we can hold the knee and turn and look at that palm. Oh, it's quite hard. So just see if you can do that. Woo! Great. Sometimes it's hard to do these poses. And then turn the head back and release. Well done. I got a bit wobbly in that one. And then just release the legs out for a moment. And then bring the awareness into the right foot. Same thing, build up the posture from the base. Build up the posture from the foot. So finding that the base of the big toe can press down outer heel to support the foot. And think about all the bones in your foot. You know, they're really helping to support the weight. And then bringing the left foot either onto the ankle below the knee or pressing the heel into the inner right groin. So there's this point of connection. Both are pressing into each other. And that's also generating a slight lift here. So that we lift out of the hips. The spine can lengthen out of the hips. It's almost as if we've got a thread pulling us upwards from the crown of our head. And we're also rooting down through the bones of the foot. And then we're going to bring the hands together. And then we're going to try these arm stretches, so 5 times, circling the arms up on the inhale, exhale, back to the heart. Inhale, exhale. Well done. If you don't want to do these, as I said before, you can just stay still. 3, 2 more, 4, last one, 5. Great. And then we're going to lift the left knee up, take the foot away from its connection with the right leg, and then lift the right hand up, palm upwards, and then just see if we can turn towards that palm just for a moment, even. Great. And then come back, and then release the leg. And then slowly walk our feet out and our legs. Well done, that's great. And then coming back to the top of the mat, we're going to reach up again, the hands, exhale, folding down, bring the palms down to the ground and step back again into a downward dog. And just be here for a few breaths. And then we're going to bring the knees down and going to walk back a little bit and come into a Sphinx pose. So forearms are on the mat. This might be a bit too high. If you've got any pinching in your lower back, you can just hold the elbows, bring yourself lower down. You've still got a little back bend there. You can also bring the palms together and just have the elbows so you're more on the sides of the forearms. For some people, that's just more comfortable, so feel free to do that as well. Otherwise, we're just going to stay like this for a few breaths. And I really recommend this pose if you've been on the computer a lot or just, been sitting a lot. It's a really nice, sort of fairly gentle back bend. And as I say, you can come right down here and you'll still have a little bend for the back. If you're okay, you could also come into what's called seal pose, where you widen the hands a bit more And you just lift the elbows and the forearms. So it's a deeper back bend. But if there's any pinching, then don't do this. But if you want to, you could do this for a minute or so. Then you could come down again. So I'm going to leave that to you, but do listen to your back, to your body. And while we're here, I'm going to read the human body at peace with itself again. So I'm going to come down onto my forearms to do that because it's a bit easier. And just see if you can really feel the connections your body has with your mat through your hands, the fronts of your legs, tops of your feet, your toes. Feel your breath. The human body at peace with itself is more precious than the rarest gem. Cherish your body. It is yours this one time only. The human form is one with difficulty. It is easy to lose. All worldly things are brief, like lightning in the sky. This life you must know as the tiny splash of a raindrop, a thing of beauty that disappears, even as it comes into being. Therefore, set your goal. Make use of every day and night to achieve it. So again, just letting those words drop in. Notice if any of them sort of resonate with you, maybe one of the images. And just let yourself be touched. Just be here for a few more seconds. And then slowly lower yourself down from wherever you are and bring the arms, lower arms stacked on top of each other. Let the head rest and just shake out the hips a little bit. So just moving the hips from side to side. It's also nice to windscreen wipe the feet a little bit. So just doing that. And then bring the feet back again. Bring the hands under the chest and pushing yourself back up. And just for a moment, we're going to be in a neutral spine. So just kneeling and letting the spine be neutral. And just notice the back. And then we're going to just take a gentle twist. So bringing the left hand onto the right knee, right hand behind. Just turn towards the right. Think about lengthening the back, first of all, so that you're turning from that sense of length. You've already got space within the rib cage, between the vertebrae, and then the ribs, and then you can start to turn. Couple of breaths. And then let the arms swing round to the other side. So right hand on left knee, left hand behind. And let yourself turn to the left from that sense of length. One more breath. And then slowly come back to center. And we're going to make our way down now to Shavasana. So you can Just check where your heels are and let your feet drop away from each other. And see if you can let the legs already be a bit heavy. See if you can let yourself ease down onto the ground. Let the arms relax and be heavy as well. And it's always a good idea to give yourself time at the end of a yoga practice to absorb the practice and to let go of the practice. It's a good way of completely calming the nervous system. And also letting the body rest. So a wise yoga practice would include some energizing poses and also some resting poses. Poses where you can absorb and digest, as well as poses that activate and energize. And sometimes Shavasana can be one of the hardest poses. It can be hard just to be still. So see if you can just let the body be still. You can notice your breath again. If you need an anchor, so giving yourself this gift of rest, particularly letting the face relax and the hands and fingers. And there might be urges to move. Just see if you can just notice those without needing to move or respond. And as you lie here, you'll probably feel the subtle movements of the body, the vibrancy of the body, the movement within the stillness. And if you want to, you can carry on lying here for a few more minutes. If you've got time, I'd really recommend lying for a bit longer, maybe a bit longer than you might initially feel you want to, just to see what happens. But if you do need to move and keep to the 45 minutes, you might want to just start to gently move the fingers and toes again. You might want to rotate ankles and wrists. Stretch hands and feet. Take a stretch behind as well. And then place the feet on the ground and turn onto your side, letting the head rest on the arm for a moment. Knees can come into the chest. Giving yourself a last moment to just curl up here. And then slowly bringing yourself up. And we're just going to sit again just for a moment or two, and I'll read Tsongkhapa once more. The human body at peace with itself is more precious than the rarest gem. Cherish your body. It is yours this one time only. The human form is one with difficulty. It is easy to lose. All worldly things are brief, like lightning in the sky. This life you must know as the tiny splash of a raindrop, a thing of beauty that disappears even as it comes into being. Therefore, set your goal. Make use of every day and night to achieve it. Thanks very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the class, and thanks to Polly for the tech. Really great to have support in that way. It really makes a difference. And yeah, I just want to say that if you're able to just give anything as a sort of contribution to the yoga, it really helps us to keep giving these classes, keep offering these classes to more and more people. We really appreciate any donations, any offerings from you, and we use them really well. So yeah, if you're able to, there's a box you can click on to give, and yeah, we'd really appreciate it. Thank you very much, and until next time, I hope you have a really good rest of the day. And I really hope as well that the yoga and the practice, through being aware of the breath and the body, it really sort of flows into the rest of your day. Okay, bye-bye.